All right, so hello and welcome to the third episode of the Bring It Out podcast. And today I'm very excited to introduce Natalie Clyburn and Bridget Bendezu, who are both undergraduate students at UNC Chapel Hill and the co-founders of the local Ballet and Books chapter. So it's great to have you both. Please feel free to introduce yourselves.
Thank you so much for inviting us back on. We're so excited to talk to you. Like you said, my name is Natalie. I'm a senior at Chapel Hill now, studying journalism and psychology.
And I'm Bridget. I'm also a senior, and I'm studying journalism in Spanish.
Yeah.
All right, great. And for those of you who are new to the podcast, I'm Juwan, a student based in North Carolina. All right, so before we begin, I know that there's a lot of people who might not know what Ballet and Books does and what the organization is, doing right now. So could you just briefly explain the goals and the mission of the organization?
I can do it. Yeah, so Ballet and Books is a nonprofit, and it strives to reduce the literacy gap through the hybrid of storytelling and dance. So what we do is we run a program for several weeks for local kids in the area, and we um, do like 45 minutes of a literacy class and then 45 minutes of ballet instruction. And then at the very end of what is normally 6 to 8 weeks, we partner with a local, or excuse me, like a college dance group and have them perform with them. And then throughout the period of time, the kids are also partnered with college students to help
Yeah.
them learn how to read and, practice grammar and all that good stuff.
Yeah. The whole mission is kind of to expose kids to the arts at no cost to their parents or their families. And to do so, with college students. And so we have a one-to-one ratio of college student to kid so that during that literacy time, while we're reading or learning or whatever we're doing, they have that like individualized instruction, which is super helpful.
Perfect. And we can go ahead and get started with the questions. I know that there's an amazing story about how you're both running the local chapter here in Chapel Hill. But first, I want to start with your childhood. So, how did ballet shape you both as children?
Ooh.
Wow.
Do you want to start?
Sure. A little bit of backstory. Bridget and I both met through ballet. We grew up. I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina,
I grew up in Charlotte.
and we both grew up at incredibly intense ballet studios that like their mission was to create professional ballerinas. And so, at least for me, since I was, I think, 4, I've been doing ballet at the Raleigh School of Ballet. And I eventually joined their like pre-professional performing division, and so we got to do shows. And we took it super seriously. Like this was school, and ballet was my life. I was dancing probably like 20, 25 hours a week outside of school. So it was really all encompassing. But I wouldn't change a thing. I absolutely loved it. And it was just so amazing and wonderful to have such a form of expression that was so physical and like my entire body. I don't know. I think that like being in school and like always being stressed out all the time, but like ballet was the one thing where I was just like, I'm here, I'm in the studio, all I can focus on is that. So
That was really well said. I think I started dancing when I was about 2 years old, and I just fell in love with it. I think it was everything, and I'm very very grateful to have done it as intensely, I think, as we both did. But yeah, I loved it so much. I think that's part of the reason we started the chapter of B&B too.
Um, and then coming back to the present, what first sparked the idea for you both to start the Ballet and Books chapter here in Chapel Hill?
Yeah, I think Natalie had a friend that you grew up dancing with that started one at Columbia University. Um, and I think she was graduating at the time or close to graduating. And we also saw that, well, we heard from her and how well it was going, and we liked the mission of it. And then I think we also found out that Duke had a chapter. And then we were like, okay, well, now we have to start one.
yeah. Um, Shout out Eleanor Campbell. Yeah, I grew up dancing with her. Absolutely love her. And she founded a chapter at Columbia, I think her sophomore year. She's 2 years older than us, but I don't know. We were just like one night our sophomore year, we were kind of talking about how much we missed ballet and performing and just kind of all of it because we really 180'd from ballet to college. And we, I guess, got on the phone with Eleanor and we're just talking about like what was it like for you to found a chapter? How did you do it? And she kind of coached us through. She talked to the national board for us to see if they would be interested in adding another one. I think we were the 11th chapter created, so yeah.
And I know that you've had, I think, at least two successful semesters collaborating with the Chapel Hill Public Library to host these free classes and literacy mentorship sessions. So I'm just wondering how you're feeling just throughout the whole process.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been amazing, honestly. I think to see the kids grow throughout the like several weeks, and the Chapel Hill Public Library has been awesome. I think we got super duper lucky with how invested they are in us and how much they wanted to help, kind of with our mission. So we're super grateful for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also been really special. I mean, we've only been here for 2 semesters, but to see a lot of the kids that we had our first semester ever ended up coming back, and they've been asking if they can come back the next semester. We also just had like way more applications this past semester, which was so heartwarming. And obviously, like, we can only be as big as, the number of mentors we have, but we've also, every time we perform with a dance company, they're like, oh my gosh, we would love to get involved. So it's really heartwarming to just see how many community members are so invested in the growth of Ballet and Books. And, obviously how much the kids love it. So it's been great.
And could you walk me through like a typical day of how, the Ballet and Books program, looks like?
Yeah, so we hold programming on Saturdays, from 1 to 2:30, and we get there a little bit early just to kind of set everything up. What is it? Our activities coordinator? Um, Kind of see what's in the curriculum for the literacy section. And then the kids come in, they first start with their ballet instruction. So they do that for 45 minutes, and then depending on what we're learning that day, the next 45 will be
Yeah, part of our
part of
curriculum.
our.
And the national chapter of Ballet and Books has like every semester they create an 8 week long curriculum and they send it out to all of the chapters. And so it's very calculated, very structured. Like the first week we'll start kind of just getting to know everyone. We'll kind of test out their reading levels, see where they're at, and then we'll jump into like homophones, like a story plot arc, Story Mountain, parts of speech, compare and contrast. So every week we're kind of highlighting a different thing and they build off of each other as we progress. And then obviously since we're at the public library, they're so wonderful and they just let me run around and steal books. So at the end of every session we have like maybe, 10 minutes of just free reading time after we've done our like learning for the day. And the kids will read to their mentors or their mentors can read to them. So that's how we end every day.
I was wondering if there's anybody who's been like, giving you a pep talk or, advice or, something to like help keep you going throughout the process.
I think everyone that's a part of nationals is really good at like checking in and making sure things are running smoothly. I think one thing Natalie and I talk about is that we definitely appreciate that we can do this together and help each other out because it is a lot of work. And I will say, like, everyone on our executive team, all of our volunteers are the best. Everyone is so, like, ready to jump in and help out.
Our exec board is super invested, and we have a very
Yeah.
we have a lot of roles, but it's super helpful to just kind of delegate because we're dealing with kids. Like, it's nice to have so many people, so many college students to be there.
Yeah.
But we have like a lead dance teacher. We have dance mentors that like take the class with the kids so they have more people to watch. We have an activities coordinator who runs basically the literacy section of the each session. We have a mentor coordinator who's like attendance and
We have
fundraising.
fundraising.
Yeah. So our exec team is amazing.
I will also say, I think another thing that, I mean, I'm sure this is the same for you, but that personally keeps me going is just like seeing the kids have fun and really enjoy it and like seeing them develop their personalities and just like really getting to know them. And just they're having so much fun. Like it makes me have fun. You know what I mean?
And watching them like bond with their mentor over the
Yeah,
weeks is
for sure.
precious,
And
and
like
getting to know each other.
yeah, getting to know each other. I know like I think the first semester we did this, we found out at the very end that two of like the parents were connecting and the kids were connecting. They like set up a whole play date to hang out with each other and that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
So
a highlight.
And what makes you both so passionate about reducing the literacy gap in children?
that's a great question.
That's a
I
great
think
question.
I think we both grew up reading and we both really loved it. I think especially we both really love to learn, I would say too. I think after COVID happened, I mean, we were 16 and we were not in school. Um, I think for me personally, I mean, I like to work with kids, and I think especially after COVID, they weren't learning and they especially weren't reading at the level in which they were supposed to. So I think through this program, like helping them kind of get back up to speed, um, I mean, why not? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think we both just love the fact that like this organization combines two of our passions.
Hmm.
And so it's just great to be able to share that with other people.
And how does Ballet and Books, include diversity throughout its curriculum?
Great question. Diversity is incredibly important to Ballet and Books and kind of part of the reason why we exist. We are founded to serve specifically kids who might not be able to afford going to ballet classes or whatever. Ballet is an extremely
It's very, very
expensive
expensive.
hobby. And we were so fortunate to be able to grow up with that, but it's also so important to make sure that any kid can experience the joy of putting
Dancing.
on ballet shoes and dancing on a stage, wearing a tutu. And so it's been so lovely to have the support of, my old dance studio lets us use their tutus for our performances. We're able to provide ballet slippers, tights, leotards to the kids, all at no cost. So it's just super important that we're able to make it accessible for all kids because that's what we want for everyone to be able to experience ballet.
A lot of the work that we do too, I mean, just the examples they use, like they're of people and kind of what kids look like specifically. Like there's this one book, I don't know if we have it somewhere, but there's this one book that we give all the kids at the end of the programming. And I mean, just like looking through the book and seeing how they depict different versions of kids
Dancers.
and like different dancers is so diverse.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's
Because,
called. We should find it.
ballet is a traditionally very predominantly white upper class sport. And so being able to show kids that ballet is not just that, even though we've kind of grown up with that image of like a thin white ballerina, being able to, we had this book Bridget's talking about is a book that Ballet Books created, and it depicts dancers in wheelchairs, black dancers, dancers of all body types, just to really highlight like ballet should be inclusive. Ballet is for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so powerful, like to watch our kids like point at pictures of ballerinas in that book and be like, oh my gosh, they look like me. I can do that. And
Yeah.
so it's really exciting to see more interest, just being able to, you know, kind of rewrite the narrative of what we traditionally think about ballet as being, and being like, no, it's actually not just that one little box. Ballet is for everyone.
You're both seniors right now at UNC,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So do you plan on continuing like ballet and books after graduation as well?
So, so okay, technically we can only, so since we're graduating right now, it's a partnership through universities. So unfortunately, we won't be able to like really volunteer in the way that we used, or the way that we're doing now. So we're in the process of kind of like transferring over our exec team to see who's going to take over when Natalie and I graduate. But I think personally, I mean, it would be really fun to get like stay involved on like the national level and like be able to be like a source for other chapter presidents or something to call and be like, hey, this isn't working out. Do you have any advice? Or like, what can I do? And blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I mean, I think we both really love this mission, and like we both really love being a part of Ballet and Books. So
yeah, it is our baby. So
it is our
it'll
baby.
be sad to leave it, but we know. I mean, we don't know who our presidents will be next, but we know that
it'll be in good hands.
Yeah. So.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And I'm thinking about, the next generation who might also, be interested in local community impact and reducing the literacy gap. So what advice do you have for, young people who might be interested in pursuing this kind of work? Are there any actionable steps that somebody could take after watching today's episode?
Look around at your surroundings and look at your community, and if you think that there's a way that you can help, get involved. Ask around. I think one thing that we've really found is that the people around us, our community partner, all of the volunteers, they really want to be there and they really want to help. And I think that if you are really passionate about helping other people, go for it. There's always resources and there's always something you can do. So it's just, I don't know, I suppose being a little tedious. It can be tedious, but
there's always a niche that needs to be filled in the community. I mean, Ballet and Books is so random and so niche, but I think so many kids have loved it and embraced it, and so many parents have loved it and embraced it. And so I think even if that's not your thing, whatever it may be, there's a space for you in Chapel Hill or wherever you are. You just gotta email around and go out and do it.
Put yourself out there.
Yeah, because people love to help.
People love to help.
And I think that's been something that I've had to learn, is that I feel I don't like to ask for help, but people are so eager to be a part of something beautiful, whatever it is that you're creating.
And if you could both give advice to your younger selves, what would you tell them?
Gosh.
Keep dancing. I honestly, I kind of wish I had never quit ballet. And it's not, I mean, I could be doing, I am a part of a dance group here and I love it so much, but I miss ballet a lot. The dance group I'm in is not a ballet group. And I think my advice to my younger self, keep dancing, and just remember the joy that it gives you. Because I think I got caught up in the competitiveness, and, there are some harder parts of ballet. Just to hold on to the joy that activity brought me.
In regard to dancing, I suppose, just enjoy it. I think one of the reasons is that we stayed in it for so long is that you really get, and most people don't understand unless you've done it, but when you're dancing, you get this feeling of just pure bliss, and it's intoxicating. You just want more of it.
It's what I imagine runners feel.
Yeah,
when
like
they
a
get
runner's high.
I've never experienced that, but I'm sure that's what they're talking about.
Could not tell you what a runner's high does. Will not find out, but it is, and I think it's dancing specifically, and specifically ballet, is I think really magical because of course you need the athleticism for it, but one of the things that I love so much is the artistry, and so I guess to circle back, I guess the advice I would give to myself is just enjoy it, and you can dance anywhere and everywhere, and anyone can dance. I don't care what you say. You can. There's not technically a right or wrong way to do it. As long as you're having fun, do it. So yeah, enjoy it. That was my advice.
Thank you for sharing that. And for our last question of the day, I was wondering, what are the most difficult parts of running a local Ballet and Books chapter?
Let's see. I will say, it is a lot of work because there's a lot of moving parts, and it takes a lot of time to set up and get everything going. So I think, it's a lot of emailing. We have to make sure that everything, yeah, it's a lot of emailing. We have to make sure that everyone is on the same page. We have to go through training.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part, though? I will say, I feel I don't think anything in particular really stands out because everyone is so just willing to jump on board and help out. And I think, not to toot our own horn, I think Natalie and I make a pretty good team, too. And, we'll pick each other up. When one of us is super busy with school or something, we'll help the other out. Yeah.
It's just a lot of people management because we have the kids, we have their parents, we have nationals, we have our exec board, our mentors, and because we're at the Chapel Hill Public Library, which is off campus, we have a carpooling system. And so I really enjoy that part of just, you go here and you go here and this is how we're doing this. Because I'm a really type A person and sometimes I'm a little too on Bridget. But at the end of the day, we balance each other out.
Balance each other out rather well.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And is there anything else that you would like to add before we end today's session?
I just think that, Natalie and I are so grateful and humbled and happy to be doing this. We think we really, really love this chapter. Are just so lucky to have been a part of it during our time at UNC and be a part of something bigger than is just the two of us. And so we love it, and we're so thankful to everyone that's helped out and that's also driven by the mission. And thank you to you for reaching out and talking to us. We love doing this.
We do, and it feels so special to know that people are finding out about it.
That's
one
of the crazy parts is that people I know just the other day I got a DM on Instagram from some random student asking to be a part of the nonprofit and how to get involved. So just the people are finding out about it. I think it's really crazy. Yeah, and also to see you, I can't believe you're here now. This is crazy.
Thank you for having us. We love getting to just yap about ballet and books. How much we love it. We love getting to talk to you.